the aim is let you know by giving you examples if rural tourism is becoming increasingly popular to the detriment of mass tourism.
Okay, first of all, we should define tourism, because if we don't know what tourism is, we can go on with the project. World Tourism Organization defines tourism as the different activities that people do during their trips to destinations that are not usual during the year for them.
In the project we have divided the tourism in two types of them, mass tourism and rural tourism. And I'm going to start explaining you mass tourism. Mass tourism is known as a group of tourists who travel in groups or in a massive way. And the trips are organized by travel agencies or tour operators. And this way of tourism is characterized for its prices because they are cheap. Well, they are cheaper than if you travel by yourself. And mass tourism is characterized for its urbanization because the city who attracts mass tourism is very crowded, and for distribution, and unfortunately for its environmental pressure. And mass tourism is generally located in the coast, and more specific in the Mediterranean coast, which is one of the most important massive destinations. Well, I think that we live in the main country of this destination, that is Spain.
An example of mass tourism is Lloret de Mar, situated in Costa Brava. The beaches are found around the world, as it happens with the nightlife. The majority of tourists are Spanish and English. It's town very crowded because of the enormous development of mass tourism phenomenon. In general, the inhabitants of Lloret de Mar note the tourism as help with the development, but on the other hand, they don't agree with the changes that's happening in the town during the last years, but because Lloret de Mar has been damaged recently.
Okay, now we are going to explain what rural tourism is. We can define rural tourism as the activity based in the development, the use and the enjoyment of new products which are in the market and which are related always with the rural world. This term, rural tourism, is normally used when rural culture is a must in this type of tourism and is a must of the product offered. And one of the main characteristics is the wish of giving to tourists a personalized contact, a task of the physical and human environment of the destination, and allow them to participate in the activities, traditions, and lifestyles of the local people.
Another example of rural tourism, is the little town situated in Catancrine, which is Ribera de Cardós, and it has over 300 inhabitants in the year, but in the high season, this figure could be duplicated. Ribera de Cardós, if you compare with Lloret de Mar, has different tourist attractions. As I said before, Lloret de Mar is a sand beach destination, and Ribera de Cardós is the main natural resource to the tourists and the visitors.
Now we can see a comparison between the advantages and disadvantages of mass tourism and rural tourism. The advantages of mass tourism are that prices are lower than individual trips. They are all organized. that means that you don't need to worry about the trip. And that mass tourism is a good creator of job opportunities, as they need a lot of workers. And the advantages of rural tourism is that this type of tourism keeps or try to keep the environment clean. And it offers a personalized contact. A personalized contact to tourists. You can enjoy the life in the countryside.
And it helps to develop rural areas. And the next one are the disadvantages. The disadvantages of the mass tourism are that this type of tourism damages the destination, and in its destinations the infrastructures are usually old and they usually need to be removed. And obviously you will never be alone and calm if you travel in a massive way. And the disadvantages of the rural tourism are that it is not very extended yet, and usually you have to move yourself far away because you don't find rural tourism next to a big city normally. And there is the risk of destroyed environment if this type of tourism becomes more popular than now, as it happened with mass tourism.
Well, we've done some surveys, but we've done them in Barcelona, as we cannot move to Ribera and Lloret. And after doing the surveys, we can comment that Barcelona is not just a sun and beach city, as it has lots of types of tourism, and the tourists are of all ages and styles. Mostly of the tourists come to Barcelona with friends or their couples. The hotel is the main accommodation, and during the summer they stay here over a week, but the rest of the year is characterized for weekend stays. Barcelona has become more popular after the Olympic Games, and since then the number of visitors has incremented year by year. The general impression of the city is fine, and tourists used to like the city, and most of them would like to come back. Although all tourists end by admiring the city, they think that there are some things or some things that need to be improved, such as the transport and its prices, the street cleaning and the safety. And they all do the same route for the city, and the main places or monuments that they used to visit are the Gaudí's Monument, especially the Sagrada Familia de Pedrera, the Gothic Quartier, Plaça Catalunya, Passeig de Gràcia, the Harbour area, and Montjuïc.
Okay, and after doing the project, our initial question was, is rural tourism becoming increasingly popular to the detriment of mass tourism? Okay, after having studied these two types of tourism, we can get some conclusions about it.